Hey all, Bezdelnik X here, and today I will be diving deep into the depths of Wikipedia with my hopefully new series, series, random Wikipedia articles. Now this depends on the performance of this video, and I hope it performs well. So let's get started with our first article for today. Random article. Let's go. Stephanie Doe, born 20th September 1979, is a French politician and a member of La République En Marche, probably mispronounced that. She was elected to the French National Assembly on 18th of June 2017, representing the 10th constituency of Department of Seine-et-Marne, under the investiture of the La République En Marche. Doe holds a position in the Bureau of the National Assembly of the 15th Legislature of the French Fifth Republic as a secretary. Okay, next page. John Lockwood Kipling. John Lockwood Kipling, 6 July 1837 to 26 January 1911, was an English art teacher, illustrator, and museum curator who spent most of his career in India. He was the father of the author Rudyard Kipling. Max Pine. Max Pine, April 30th, 1866 to March 2nd, 1928, was a Russian-born American Jewish labor activist. Sanjaya Ranawira, cricketer, born 1981. Sanjaya Ranawira, born 13th May 1981, is a Sri Lankan cricketer. He made his List A debut for Tinkamali district in the 2016-17 district's one-day tournament on 18th of March 2017. Freya Ratsadhanupradis, Mahit Sarafakti. Freya, yeah, I'm not saying all that again. I'm not saying the Thai thing because I don't know how to read it. 1857 to 1913, born Ka Simbi, Thai. Again, I'm not saying that. RTGS Ka Simbi, Chinese. So many languages. Was a Thai Chinese provincial administrator. He was the youngest of the 6 sons of Cao Su Xiang, a trader from Zhangzhou in China. As yeah, I think that's enough. A lot of just people articles. I'd say that's a majority. Kaushalia Gajasinghe. Kaushalia Gajasinghe, born 19th November 1991, is a Sri Lankan cricketer. He made his first class debut for Lankan Cricket Club in the 2011-12 Premier Trophy on 10th February 2012. Second Thai cricketer. No way. Strongylognathes Christophi. Strongylognathes Christophi is a species of ant in the genus Strongylognathes. It is endemic to Russia. Institute P prime. Institute P prime, sometimes written as Institute P, is a CNRS laboratory created in 2010 and based in Poitiers, France. Eleni Klapanara. Eleni Klapanara, born 2nd November 1973, is a Greek female track cyclist and part of a national team She competed in the Team Spirit event at the 2010 UCI Track Cycling World Championships. KWH Group. Ah, problematic article. KWH Group Limited, Finnish KWH Yhtima. I'm not reading that. Is one of Finland's largest companies in abrasive logistics, services, and plastics. It is headquartered in Vasa, Finland. From a modest start in the timber industry, KWH Group grew to be the biggest timber exporter in Finland by 1939, accounting for 26% of the country's total lumber exports and some 20% of pulpwood exports. Citation needed. The company was the world's largest fox and mink fur producer in the 1960s and 1970s, producing approximately 10% of all Finnish mink furs, equivalent to 2% of world production in 1973. After expanding into plastics production in the 1950s, the company was the first in Finland to manufacture expanded polystyrene sheets with its brand name Styrox, establishing a niche plastic pipe manufacturing. The company was the first in the world to manufacture a 600mm 24 inches diameter pipe in 1964, thereby gaining international recognition. Today, the Mirka Group, previously KWH Mirka Group until 2016, is one of the largest manufacturers of flexible abrasive metals in the world. It is headquartered in Vasa, Finland. Magnate. Magnate is a village in the administrative district of Gmina Hajnovka, within Hajnovka County, Podlaskie Voivodeship, in northeastern Poland, close to the border with Belarus. It lies approximately 9 kilometers 6 miles west of Hajnovka and 49 kilometers 30 miles southeast of the regional capital Bialystok. You have no idea how to pronounce that. I'm very sorry if I mispronounce something. I have no idea. Commercial Hotel, Prairie du Chien, Wisconsin. For other places of the same name, see Commercial Hotel. The Commercial Hotel is located in the Prairie du Chien, Wisconsin. Contingent sovereignty. Contingent sovereignty refers to the new and still evolving theory which challenges the norm of non-intervention in the international affairs of countries, commonly associated with the Westphalian doctrine of sovereignty. In 2007, Stuart Patrick of the United States State Department described the contingent sovereignty as follows. Historically, the main obstacle to armed intervention, humanitarian or otherwise, has been the doctrine of sovereignty, which prohibits violating the territorial integrity of another state. One of the striking developments of the past decade has been an erosion of this non-intervention norm and the rise in nascent doctrine of contingent sovereignty. This school of thought holds that sovereign rights and immunities are not absolute. They depend on the observance of fundamental state obligations. These include the responsibility to protect the citizens of a state. When a regime makes war on its people and cannot prevent atrocities against them, it risks forfeiting its claim to non-intervention. In such circumstances, the responsibility to protect may devolve the international community. This emerging consensus reflects the traumas of the 12th century. The seminal event was the Holocaust, but it was hardly the last to shock the conscience of humankind. From the killing fields of Cambodia to the bloody hills of Rwanda, a litany of atrocities have mocked our earnest, repeated pledges of never again. Following the NATO intervention in Kosovo in 1999, UN Secretary General Kofi Annan describes what he termed a developing international norm that massive and systematic violations of human rights, wherever they may take place, should not be allowed to stand. No longer should frontiers be considered an absolute defense behind which states can commit crimes against humanity with sovereign immunity. The concept of contingent sovereignty is evolving and currently not codified in international law. Interesting stuff. Johann Friedrich Falkenhagen. Johann Friedrich Falkenhagen, also Falkenhagen, 1752 to 11th May 1823, was a German organ builder in Berlin. Cool. Nebo Moskwy. Nebo Moskwy, Russian Nebo Moskwy, aka The Moscow Sky and The Moscow Skies, is a 1944 Soviet drama film directed by Yuli Reisman. The film is a Soviet-era wartime film depicting the air defense of Moscow in 1941. Simon Davies, solicitor. Simon Davies, born 1967, is a British lawyer and businessman. He was appointed as the youngest ever firm-wide managing partner at Linklaters in 2008. In 2016, he moved to Lloyd's Banking Group to become the chief people, legal, and strategy officer and a member of the group's executive committee. Mary Louise. Further uses see Mary Louise disambiguation. Mary Louise or Mary Louise is a French feminine compound given name. In other languages, it may take one of the several alternate forms. Maria Luisa, Bulgarian Portuguese, Maria Luisa, Italian Spanish, Maria Luisa, German, Maria Luisa, Mary Louise or Mary Lou English. Notable people with a name include... I'm not reading that. List of Sinn Féin MPs. This is a list of Sinn Féin MPs. It includes all members of Parliament elected to the British House of Commons representing Sinn Féin, members of the European Parliament, Dáil Éireann, or the Northern Ireland Assembly are not listed. Sinn Féin MPs practice abstentionism regarding the House of Commons and thus do not take their seats. Rafael de Sobremonte, 3rd Marquis of Sobremonte. Don Rafael de Sobremonte y Núñez del Castillo, 3rd Marquis of Sobremonte, God. Seville, 1745 to Cadiz, 1827. 3rd Marquis of Sobremonte was an aristocrat, military man and Spanish colonial administrator, and viceroy of the Rio de la Plata. He was accused of cowardice by the people of Buenos Aires after escaping the city during the British invasions of Rio de la Plata in 1806. He was born in Seville, 27 November 1745. His parents were the Marquis Raimundo de Sobremonte, military man and magistrate, Knight of the Order of Charles III, and member of the Seville Audience, and Maria Angela Núñez Angulo y Ramirez de Arellano. At 14 years of age, he became a cadet in the Regimiento de las Reales Guardias Españolas. He served in different locations such as Cartagena de Indias, Ceuta, and Puerto Rico. In 1779, he was named secretary to the Viceroy of Rio de la Plata, Juan José de Fertiz, with the rank of lieutenant colonel. He continued at that post with a successor, Nicolas del Campo. Edna Luby. I'm not sure. Edna Luby, October 12, 1884, October 1st, 1928, was an American actress and comedian. She acted on stage and in silent films and performed in vaudeville as a celebrity impersonator. Lubbe was the niece of Sigmund Lubin, a pioneer film producer. 1996 Hellman's Cup. The 1996 Hellman's Cup was a men's tennis tournament played on outdoor clay courts in Santiago, in Chile. That was part of the World Series of the 1996 ATP Tour. It was the fourth edition of the tournament and ran from 4th November through 10th November 1996. Fourth seeded Hernan Gummy won the singles title. Heather oil field. The Heather oil field is a significant crude oil producing field in the UK sector of the Northern Sea, 458 kilometers northeast of Aberdeen. Production of oil started in 1978 and ceased in 2019. The Heather Alpha installation is currently 2021 undergoing decommissioning. Sidney Sinclair. Sidney Sinclair, 1915 to 1999, was an English-born Australian businessman, philanthropist, trade advisor to the federal government, and prominent member of the Australian Jewish community. A founder of a Parramatta synagogue, he was its first president and subsequent life member. He joined the board of a great synagogue in 1966 and was president from 1977 to 1980. He was later made a life member of the board and was highly regarded as congregational elder statesman. From 1993, he was a director of Austcare, the Australian organisation that cares for refugees worldwide, and vice chairman by 1995. A past president of Australian Jewish Welfare Society in NSW, now called Jewish Care, he was senior vice president subsequently. President of the Federal of Australian Jewish Community Services, a councillor of the NSW Jewish War Memorial, and a member of Executive Council of Australian Jewry. He was also a trustee of the Goulburn Jewish Cemetery. With his cousin Louis Klein, he founded the men's fashion companies Anthony Squires, Parani, and Saks Altman. With Eric Hurst, an optometrist, and Dino Zingarelli, a spectacle frame expert, Sinclair founded Martin Wells, maker of fashion spectacle frames. A longtime member of South Sydney Rotary, he was made a Rotary International Paul Harris Fellow in 1994. In 1968, Sir John McEwan, Minister for Trade and Industry, appointed Sinclair to the Export Development Council. In 1972, Dr. Jim Carnes appointed him to the Trade Development Council, and in 1974 he became a member of its executive. While serving on the EDC, he was a member of a small group sent on diplomatic goodwill missions sent to the USSR, Poland, Romania, Czechoslovakia, and Japan. He was a member of the Australia-Japan Business Cooperation Committee and of a Federal Study Group on Japan. For 6 years, he was a member of a Federal Advisory Panel on the East European countries. He was chairman of a Federal Study Panel to encourage small business to export. He was a constant advisor to governments on both sides of politics, and for 2 years was one of the three people who advised Prime Minister Gough Whitlam at pre-budget meetings to be used for cabinet briefings, and was appointed to several advisory committees by Deputy Prime Minister Douglas Anthony. Sinclair was made an officer of the Order of the British Empire (OBE) in December 1978. He was made a member of the Order of Australia (AM) in January 1988. And I think that's enough for today. Now, if I get a decent amount of views, I will make a part 2 of this. I'm gonna see if you like it. And I hope you learned something, because I think I did. Now, goodbye.